It'd be nice to have a dedicated camera for this. A phone call interrupts the filming, so sorry about that. This video split in two, and YouTube doesn't have their video editor, and I'm loath to download another one, and my computer's crap anyway. So anyway, where were we? Yes, so that is essentially the end of the Confederate move. Now we go to the free reaction phase, where we had a reaction here. Oh, I haven't put the marker, so he moved on the road, so that's going to be March +1, is that right? Or in reaction... yeah, no, it's March -1 of reaction, so even if it's on a road, it's harder to... slightly harder to get to be able to move a second time in a turn. But in the free reaction, that would be Confederate. So we want Pleasanton to move because I think he's going to have to move to Culpeper, try to see what's there, scout it out at least. So he's going to move in free reaction. Or he could just move in his turn then for March. No, he might as well move in the free reaction. Okay, so that's going to put him at -1. I have to spend his early action point there. He could potentially move 2. That's going to be another action point, so he'll have to take that, borrow that from Hooker, still within range. To take his headquarters across the bridge, and he moves into this here. So again, we have a contact routine, and this is cavalry, and they will retreat before combat. In fact, over here to Brandy Station. That ends that free reaction move. So then we go to forced march phase for the Confederates. So Lee could perhaps try and force march. Oh, I didn't put a movement marker on for him, did I? Okay, he could perhaps try and force march around here. That would get him 1, 2, 3 down towards Spotsylvania Courthouse in an effort to get around Hooker. Because if he can get into here, he's there. He will definitely do that. So he's going to be force marching. Now we have to roll, but he's got such good movement rating, that's a done deal. So he's going to be exhausted, and this is where we unfortunately run out of exhausted markers, so I have to count that as a march 2. You only get 2 in the whole game. It's obviously definitely not enough, so he'll be 1. Hooker has a chance to move in reaction. He's going to do that to try and jump to there. So his movement rating is 6. He's got a -1, so that's a 5. But he gets pluses because there, so he's definitely going to be able to do that. So bad luck for Lee. Hooker goes there and is now with an exhausted marker himself on March 2. Then Lee's going to double back. He's still got 2 movement left. Hooker can go back to here. And then Lee can move back to here. And I think that is going to be how it is. I should actually have marched Lee out, perhaps, of the woods there. A funny little dance, but I think that's perfectly possible within the rules. And I guess theoretically justifiable. But so they're basically exhausted for the rest of the turn. Any other forced marches? We don't need. No, there's no one else moving. The Confederates move to the battle phase. There's no battle, so that's it. So now it's the Confederate turn. No battle continuation possible, so they go straight to their movement phase. Now, Hooker's used up all his possible movement. Davis has here the only possible movements are from Pleasanton, but Hooker and maybe some Confederate, some Union pickets and independent units. In fact, now I think about it, no, that is not independent, is he? He's subordinate. Stack command range. Kelly, who's the leader here, has a rating of 0000, so there's no chance of him using his initiative to move on his own. And these ones are all pickets, so they're not going to help. I'll just roll for this picket, no, and this one here, no. Maybe that one there, no. Try and move up. So I think it's just down then to Pleasanton. We'll roll for his movement chance. He's actually has a movement rating of -1, minus another one because he's already moved. In reaction gives us -2. Oh, and I didn't do the attritions for these fellows here, did I? I'd better just do that. So Hooker loses 2 strength points for that. And Lee loses 3. Okay. So anyway, back to Pleasanton. He doesn't have a chance because you'd have to roll less than or equal to -2, so he can't even move. Free reaction. Confederates can move someone. Now Lee would be able to if he wasn't exhausted. But he is, so that's it. So no force march, no battle. That is the end of the Union player turn. So we move to the interphase. Now at the beginning of this is, as per normal, we have the Union politics segment. And at this point we can Hooker can ask for some reinforcements from a department. It will cost him an AP. And if he again asks for Kelly here, who is a division. No, in fact, sorry, it's a whole corps. Although he has scattered divisions. No, it's not, sorry, it's a division of a rather large corps. We get -6 for Hooker, and he's probably going to be refusing, maybe have an AP loss for that. So no, he's not even going to bother to try for that. So then we go to leader restorations. We put leaders back up to their action point. Totals. Okay. Then we change the markers down. Another thing I forgot, because it's not in the basic game, is that wagon trains are left behind when you react. Hooker reacted, so his wagon train would be on its own in this hex. So it would have been wise for him to detach a unit to guard that. So I'm going to say detached Reynolds No, not Reynolds. The 12th Corps to guard that. So Slocum, his headquarters, is going to be there. I'm just looking for the headquarters. Okay. So you see, in this case, we'll go a bit closer. We wouldn't know which of these units was actually the army. That's a headquarters, that's headquarters, that's headquarters. Which one's actually the Army of the Potomac, which are a separate corps. And we would only know upon actual battle, and if leaders were declared and so forth, and strength is, or scouting it out. So, who else moved in reaction? Pleasanton did, but he didn't really need to do that. And okay, so I'm going to have to detach. I'll detach it. This is where are we? So we need, it's going to detach the unit to guard his 3rd Cavalry Division of the Potomac, to guard his wagon train there. It was actually there, wasn't it? Okay. So where are we? Oh yes, marker removal. This is where we have a problem, is that March 2s are just removed. Exhausted markers are replaced with March -1 markers, making it harder to move next turn. And so these should be exhausted, but there's not enough in the counter mix, so I might have to re-annotate and mark up some of my own, or else I just have to remember, which isn't very satisfactory. And all just single first March ones are removed. So these ones are all exhausted. In fact, there's 3. I thought there's only 2. I've got 3 on the board. So there you go to March -1, and the others are cleared for full movement next turn. And then finally we go to the game turn record and victory point adjustment. There's no victory point adjustment in this game turn, unlike the basic scenarios where you're gaining victory points for certain objectives per turn. There's none of that in this scenario. So then that we would just move simply on to the 3rd turn, June the 13th. So Lee's definitely going to choose to go first. He wants to scoot past, because he can go there. But Hooker will be able to react to him and actually move into his hex, and we will have battle. We'll see how that goes. Or he can let Hooker go before him, and Hooker would go there or move to there. So yeah, I think he has to move. But what he could do is split his force. He's only got 2 divisions there anyway now. Very risky. He's got the full Army of the Potomac there. Or he might just move out. But he wants to help Hill. It's difficult. He's going to get whacked if he goes there. He's going to move out. Okay. So Lee's going to go first on the move. So I might as well move him first. It's not going to affect anything else, because Hooker won't be able to catch him if he's going this way. So he'll move 1 and then 2. So 1 along the road and 2 there. No, his headquarters, so that if he's off the road, that he could only move 1. So that would be 1, 2 to there. Just going to get him a march +1. 1 action point. How much attrition? That's going to be no attrition because he's not marched already. Okay, so that's Lee. Would Hooker move in response? No, because his object really is to block Lee. He can move in his own time to block him here. So I think that's all we're doing there, that wise. Who else? So, yeah, so Longstreet's going to have to go now. Longstreet's independent now, so he has to roll his initiative. He's got initiative value of 6, so he's got that, but he's going to have to roll to march as well. First he has to spend, so he activates himself successfully, spends an activation point to march, and now is he able to do that? His movement value is 5, -1 brings it to 4, and he rolls a 5, so no, that was an action point spent to no joy. Okay, so he doesn't manage to go. That counts as his move. So then we move to Stuart. Is Stuart going to pounce on this unit? I think he, as we know, it's Davis. I think he might. He wants to find out who's there. So he's also got a march -1. And his rating is 6. So does he activate himself though? Yeah, he's out of Lee's range, so he has to try and activate himself. His initiative rating is 6, so he manages that. He manages to get the move as well, so he's expending a point. Moves himself into Davis's hex, and we go to the contact routine. He's going to get a march 2 mark, exhausted marker for that. Where have they gone? Oh, they've all been used up there, haven't they? Oh, okay. Okay, so cavalry withdrawal step. So Davis's cavalry, he could withdraw up here, which he's going to attempt. So it's on a 1 to 4 because the enemy is cavalry. Yes, he manages it. Hadn't been rolling before, I'd forgotten. That one's gets to move out, causes a chain reaction. This one doesn't manage it. So we got a regiment there versus a picket. We're going to have, this gets a bit complicated, but we're going to have to conduct a scrap here. That's the 9th Potomac, which is 1 strength point, versus no, so that skirmisher couldn't actually advance into that hex, because, I mean, not skirmisher, picket, because they don't have any strength points, they couldn't initiate a skirmish. Okay, so he'll be moving up there. So Davis retreats 1. Stuart can continue going with his march. Davis tries to retreat another one. He gets a 5, so he can't withdraw. So the moving unit can pass, activate, start a skirmish, or escalate to battle. He's just going to try skirmish to see what's there. So it doesn't cost any action points to initiate a skirmish. And the attacker gets to fire first, so he can declare any his strength or less. And it's up on the skirmish tables it goes up to 11 strength points, so you don't need to declare any more than that in skirmish. And I think what has Stuart got? He's got everyone there, so looks at Imbedon's up here. And he's got more than 11, so he's going to declare 11. He wants to get a good result. He's firing from March, so he gets -2, but he can bring in his leader's combat bonus. Now it's risky because obviously he could become a casualty. His combat bonus is 6, which is nice, but it's not desperate. We're causing huge losses here at the moment, so we won't bring him in. Opponent attempts to withdraw and failed, so that's 4 to the rights anyway, so he'll be firing on a high level. So he basically gets -2 for firing from March, rolls a 3, brings it down to 1, that's 0-0 hits. So now the defender gets to fire, or he could do nothing, or he could entrench. Davis is going to declare who's he got? First Potomac. Which has 8 strength points. He's going to declare all of those, firing back. Is he going to put himself at risk? Let's just for the hell of it say he is. So he has, because Davis has a combat bonus of 4, which is very nice. So he's on the 8 column with a +4, gives us 6, which is a 1 and a 2. Ouch. So he takes 1. I'm going to have to track the Confederate losses. And the Confederates take 2.